Hello to everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to this Climate Leaders Lunch Hangout. So we have a 45-minute digital lunch hangout, and I, who will be your host today, am Isabella Katzimenis from Energikontor Norr, located in the north of Sweden, also known as North Sweden Energy Agency. So I am very joyful to welcome all of you to this Climate Leaders Lunch Hangout and to spend this time together with you. This is the first of 8 sessions where we will have Climate Leaders Lunch Hangouts that will take place during this spring. So we have gathered here because of the remarkable project, a project who has received funding from the European Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under the grant agreement 101-024-972. So Remarkable is a project that are supporting local leaders to deliver a step change in progress towards carbon neutrality. And this shall happen by 2050 or earlier. And this is taking place in 7 regions across Europe. So many of us know today that the climate emergency and the energy transition require a clear leadership, an ambition, a courage, and a conviction if our 2050 targets and goals are going to be achieved. So Remarkable are creating a network of current and emerging climate leaders all over Europe, who through their actions and inspiration will drive their municipalities, public authorities, communities, and regions. They will transform their approaches from one focused mainly on energy efficiency and renewables to one focused on the strategic goal of climate neutrality by 2050. They will set new levels of ambition compared to national energy and climate plans and showcase local leadership and innovation. So this is why we are meeting here today, and we are very happy to welcome all of you to our community. We have put together these lunch hangouts to support and showcase local leadership and innovation. And I am very happy to welcome our first speaker. So our first speaker is Mr. Raul Garcia Brink, the Counselor for Environment, Climate, Energy, and Knowledge of the Canary Islands. Raul will join us now and talk about local climate leadership and how to drive change on a local level. During this talk, you can feel free to write your questions in the chat box. And when Mr. Raul has concluded his talk, we will have the opportunity to give these questions and receive answer from Mr. Raul. You can also keep on writing your questions during the Q&A session if you have more questions coming up. So now I want to give the floor to Mr. Raul Garcia, and a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Isabella, and also thanks to the Remarkable project for inviting me to this first digital meeting. And this is also for me a big responsibility. And I hope that, what I will tell you today in this 20 minutes speech, you find it interesting, yes? I will try to. I'm not the counselor for the regional government. Yes, I'm counselor of the island government, so that I'm counselor in the local level, not in the regional level. Yes, I'm not in the strategy level. Yes, I am in the battlefront. level, yes, in the local level. So I have prepared a presentation that I will share with you. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see the screen. It's perfect.
Okay, so I will try to tell you different issues about our mitigation policies in Gran Canaria and the evolution also of our policies from 2015 till today. Uh, I want to give you, first of all, a little bit of context. Yes, we are an outermost region, and we are 1,000 kilometers away from the mainland Europe, we are not connected to the continent, so that we are in an isolated electric system. And we have in the whole archipelago, yes, 2.2 million inhabitants. So that we are near also Africa. We are islands, so that we are climatically vulnerable and also energetically isolated. And well, we are in Gran Canaria, where I work and I live. Is an island of approximately 1 million inhabitants, because we have 850,000 inhabitants, but then we have also, and you know it, that we are a tourist destination. We have nice weather. We have nice beaches and hotels and apartments. So that we have 4 million, approximately 4 million tourists every year. And well, this is very nice when you come here and you enjoy our landscapes and our beaches and our climate. But also for us, it's a real problem, because we have to manage some problems also, because we are an island with a really big with a big population, with many inhabitants. And well, we have also in the last 15 years, well, we have developed some climate and energy policies. As you can see here, we have we have photovoltaic generation and also wind generation that is located, as you can see here in the image, in the southwest of the island, where we have the best place in the European Union for wind energy, and we have also sun, so that it is concentrated, as you can see here in this area. We have also other areas in the island, but this is the main area with renewable energies. The instrument of in order to develop our energy and climate policies in the island is the Consejo Insular de la Energía de Gran Canaria. It is a Gran Canaria Energy and Climate Agency. And we started in 2015 from scratch, from zero. Yes, there was no energy and no climate policies in the island government. When I started, I found empty table, no computer, no human resources, nothing. We have to work very hard, yes. And in 2016, we founded our climate agency, and we also signed the Covenant of Mayors. We become coordinators of the Covenant of Mayors. And in 2018, we installed our first solar rooftop plant, and also our first charging station for electric cars. And also we published our first call for solar rooftop plants grants, yes. In 2022, all the municipalities of Gran Canaria finished their CCAPs of the Covenant of Mayors, yes, sustainable energy and climate action plans. And we started also with grants for personal electric mobility, electric bikes and electric motorbikes and so on. And in 2023, we have 47 charging stations and 3 megawatts of solar rooftop plants installed. This is, very a resume, yes, of our evolution and of our activities. The Cabildo has different competences in buildings, but our buildings, energy, natural heritage, water management, solid waste resources, climate adaptation, circular economy and mobility, but we work as climate agency in energy, climate adaptation, circular economy, and also mobility. Our vision, our political vision of the island is the eco-island vision, yes, and we have a climate change adaptation strategy, a circular economy strategy, and we are now also finalizing the energy transition agenda. We are now with a citizenship participation process. We also we are leaders of the MACLIMA and Interreg project, adaptation and mitigation project. We are also leaders of a life coast climate adaptation project in order to develop tidal pool reefs in the north of the island and in the coast. And also we are part of a Horizon project of nature-based solutions, Natalie project. Yes, we are members of the Climate Alliance. We signed the Covenant of Mayors, as I said before, and we have also signed the climate adaptation mission of the European Union. And as I said before, you can see here the data. We have 24% of our installed electricity power is renewable. We have a capacity of 300 megawatts of renewable and a fossil capacity of 906 megawatts. Yes. So that we have to do a lot of work, and because it's really difficult in an isolated system with no connection to the continent to have a high level, yes, of renewable energy penetration. Yes. The emissions in Gran Canaria come basically from the buildings and industry, and also of the private transport. Yes, and in the last years, as you can see here, we are reducing, yes, the CO2 emissions of our the CO2 emissions of the islands. Yes, and we have the evolution, yes, of the renewable energies in Gran Canaria. I think that it is very interesting. We have the growth is you can see it there. It's very high, very intensive in the last years. And for example, we have multiplied by 6 the self-consumption between 2019 and 2022. The rooftop solar plants, yes, in the island in Gran Canaria. We are now the first island, yes, of the archipelago in self-consumption, yes, of solar power. Yes, we have the 50% of the self-consumption of the Canary Islands is in Gran Canaria, and we have also grants for buildings, for houses, and also for agriculture and livestock, and we have installed a little bit more than 3 megawatts in the last years of solar also plants, yes, and self-consumption plants in Gran Canaria. We have our ambition is to reduce our emissions 55% in 2030, but we hope that we can achieve the zero emissions in 2040, and it is a real complex ambition, yes, and we have to to be more efficient. We have to use less energy. We have to make a transition to renewables, and we need flexibility and storage. Yes, and we need to store energy. Yes, because for an island, the storage is a crucial point. Yes. Here you can see some of the vision that we have of our future. Yes, it is a little bit complex, but for us, in this moment we have energy that comes from the wind, and also and we have also solar energy. But we hope that in this year we begin with offshore floating wind power, and also we are developing some pilot projects in also wave energy, and also geothermal, deep geothermal energy. We hope that in the future we can also give energy to the store. We can store this energy, and we can also use it for transportation, for buildings, and also in order to develop hydrogen innovation projects for transportation, and also for ferries and vessels, and the tourism sector, the hospitals, and also for us it's very important also to produce ammonia for our marine transportation. Yes, we have also some pilot projects of biofuels, and we hope that in the future we can also produce sustainable aircraft fuels here in the Canary Islands. This is our vision. This is a complex vision. Yes, and while our president, yes, the commitment of our president is to have a net zero carbon island in 2040, and so that we must work in a greater scale and pace than ever before. We have to use our innovation opportunities in floating offshore wind and hydrogen infrastructure, and we will need a large-scale transformation by 2014. We need greater coordination with our institutions and the private sector, faster action, citizen engagement, and also flows of public and private capital. Yes, and as I said before, we are working with the municipalities with a covenant of measures. Here you can see some photos of our installations of these 3 megawatts in solar rooftops. We have a very big installation, for example, in our eco park north of the island, North Eco Park, with 1.5 megawatts that we will inaugurate in 1 month, or the Gran Canaria Arena installation of 770 kilowatts. So, and also medium-sized installations in different buildings of the Cabildo de Gran Canaria. We have also efficiency projects. For example, we will inaugurate in 1 or 2 months our first heat pump of our thermal heat pump, and we will combine it in this year. We will start with the installation of a low temperature geothermal energy installation. Yes, and we hope that with solar energy and the heat pump and the geothermal energy, we can change the energy efficiency of a socio-sanitary building for our that we have in the island. Yes, we have also submitted a proposal now for for the live call, also for energy efficiency in public and private buildings in the last call. And our biggest project now is the Salto de Chira. The Salto de Chira is a pump and storage hydropower plant that we are constructing now. It has a budget of 600 million euros. It is a 200 megawatts capacity, and we will desalt water from the sea. We will pump it to two dams that are constructed, and then when we need it, when we have in the future, we will have more, for example, wind power. And when there is no wind, we can start to use this installation of 200 megawatts in order to avoid a zero. It is a battery for the security of our system. If you want to have more renewable energy, we need storage. Yes, and this will be a real crucial installation for our island. And it is now under construction, and we hope that we will start to pump water. The water will not only used by for energy, also for agriculture. Yes, there is also some water that will be used because we have also problems. Yes, with scarcity of water, yes, in Gran Canaria for our agriculture, yes. So that this is for us crucial, because we will have in 2030, we will have 65-70% of renewable energy penetration, thanks to this big hydro pump storage plant. This is our this image is from our electric cars charging station. We have 47 charging points, and we have a charging station of 360 kilowatts, and also 50 kilowatts, and also 22 kilowatts distributed through the whole island. Yes. So that every municipality of the island have in this moment one or more than one charging station of the public charging station. We are also developing self-consumption and renewable energy communities. We have an office for community transformation and energy transition of Gran Canaria with 6 technicians that work for the developing of citizen energy communities. We have developed 4 in this moment, and also 2 industrial energy communities, one as non-profit organization and the other as a cooperative. And we are starting now this month an energy community project in a vulnerable area in the Telde municipality. And we will also launch this year a digital a tender for a digital platform to manage the energy communities of the islands. Yes, we have also innovative projects like agrovoltaics. We have presented now an Interreg proposal, and we will try to develop an first a pilot project of agrovoltaics in our island. And we hope that because in an island that in which the land is scarce, for us agrovoltaic is and it is crucial also for us, yes, because we have a limited territory. And we have also other innovative projects. We have received recently 30.2 million euros of grant, yes, in order to develop deep studies, yes, of geothermal energy, and also in order to invest in 3 boreholes of 2.5 kilometers depth. Yes, as you can see in the image, the square where we think that there is the most yes, probably the place where the potential, yes, of geothermal energy in the island is. Yes, and this is also one of our innovative projects. And now we are waiting also for the finance of another innovative project. This is an open cycle saltwater hydropumping project in the north of Gran Canaria. This is also a storage project, but with salt water, yes? So that we take the water from the sea, we pump it, and then we turbine this water, and it returns to the sea, yes? And there is this is a very innovative project. There is only one, I think, in Japan. Yes, and we are trying to get next generation funds with public-private consortium. Yes, well, we hope that in 1 or 2 weeks we have a positive answer. Yes, so that. What I want to try to tell you is that, well, we have the central and regional governments. They develop strategies, climate change laws, and well, and there are then also the municipalities and the island governments. Yes, and we are more in the battlefront. Yes, and we have to develop this kind of projects and. In my opinion, if we want to talk about energy or green transition, we must give more power, more financing to the local institutions, to the municipalities, and also island governments and so on, because we are really we are the institution to have the possibility to change and adapt these strategies, yes, to the reality of each region, to each territory, yes. And in my opinion, there are different spheres of influence, yes, and there are actions that we can control, yes, because there are the actions in Gran Canaria, and we need their political will, financing, and also you have to believe, yes, you have to believe that the energy and climate transition is possible, yes. And for me, this is a critical point, yes. And sometimes I hear people that work in other energy institutions around in Spain or from other parts of the world, and they say, well, the regional government doesn't help me, or the central government doesn't help me. It is important, yes, to have yes, to receive help from these institutions. But in my opinion, there are no excuses, and this is a critical point. We have to do our work, and we have a moral responsibility, a political responsibility, and also a responsibility with the next generations, yes, and with the future generations. And we have to do our work in the sphere of influence of our competences, yes, and we have to do our work, and we have to be exemplar. There's also an exemplarity when we talk with a regional government, or when we talk with the private sector. We can say that we are doing our work, yes, and we can say you have to do also your work. You have to achieve the objectives of the energy transition, yes, and and also we have there is also another sphere of influence, yes, that is the municipalities and also the regional government. We need more cooperation, more dialogue, and more coordination with these kind of institutions in order to influence more them and in order to accelerate, yes, this energy transition. And also, and then there are also well, actions that we can't control because they depend of the central government or the European Union. But in my opinion, we have to be also in European associations, lobbies, and all kind of institutions that also can have some influence in this kind of policies. Yes, and so. But what I can say is that we have what we have reached in 8.5 years. In my opinion, this is it is we can perhaps we can do more than what we have done, but I have that this is a good result, and it is a good result because we had the help of our president. We have budget, and we have tried also to attract a different kind of financing to our institution. This is my message, and I don't know if you find it interesting. And now, if you want to ask anything, I will try to give you also an interesting answer. Thank you. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Raul. It's a very interesting and very inspiring talk. So we have received some questions. So the first question is from Carlos Shanka from Lanzarote at the Global Shapers in Las Palmas. So he's asking, in what way are you including young people in decision making in the process related to tackling climate change? What partnerships have you got with local youth groups, and what measures are being implemented to overcome the severe water crisis in Gran Canaria and the rest of the archipelago? It's 3 questions. So the third, how confident are you in meeting our 2040 climate targets? So the first part is regarding the youths.
Well, we work with primary school. We work also in the secondary school. We work also with baccalaureate, and also in the university. We have different programs, yes, with young people. And also for us, it's very important to work with professional training education, with our professional training education system. Yes, we work very close with them. We have different kind of and normally when we do citizenship participation, we do it in 2 ways. Yes, we have a digital platform, the Cabildo, where every citizen can make can answer some questions, or they can give also different proposals, yes, or to our strategies, or to, and on the other hand, we have also, normally we also work with different focus groups, yes, but normally we don't work with, because there are not many youth association, in my opinion, in Gran Canaria, but we work with ecologist groups and other groups that are interested in this kind of issues. Yes.
Okay, yes. So the second question is regarding what measures are being implemented to overcome the severe water crisis in Gran Canaria and the rest of the archipelago.
Well, I can only speak about Gran Canaria. It is not my competence. Yes, I'm not responsible for water. Yes,
No?
but for example, the Salto de Chira is a clear project. Yes, we will have 700,000 yes, liters. Yes, of every year for the agriculture. Yes. It is a water that will not be used for energy, but for this is climate change adaptation. The other projects, we have a smart island project, yes, and in this project we have a project that's the name is Agua Gran, and we have developed also sensors through all our distribution, water distribution, so that when there is a leak, we can find it very shortly now. In the past, we had to invest 1 week or 2 weeks in order to find the leak. Yes. Nowadays we have we have also this project has also a part that is to have a better efficiency in our desalination plants. The Cabildo de Gran Canaria manage 20 desalination plants through the whole island. Yes, 20.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So the last question from Carlos is regarding how confident you are in meeting our 2040 climate targets.
Well, this is a very complex question because I think that we have to do all our best and we have to give all the efforts in order to achieve this objective. If we have another objective, we will relax. We will say, well, we have 10 more years in order to do it. So that, I think that it is very difficult to achieve this objective in 2040, but I think that it is a good target. It is a
Yes.
good target because we now we have to move and we have to make more actions, yes, in order to achieve this target. So that, in my opinion, this is a good target, and so that we are not relaxed.
Yes. Yes.
We need to have a little bit of we
Yes.
have to be a little bit nervous, yes, in order
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
achieve our targets. Yes.
Yes, to have the inspiration and to have the
Yes.
speed also. Yes,
Yes.
that's very good. So it's a really impressive leadership. And we have received some more questions. One is from Catherine Premat, and she's saying that she's very impressed by your storage projects. And she's asking if you are experiencing an increase in electricity consumption like they had in France. If so, doesn't that mean additional means of production and storage?
Well, yeah, this is also a very complex
Yeah.
question because for example, our population is increasing. Last year, for example, 25,000 new inhabitants. Yes. For example, in the Canary Islands, we have between 30 and 40,000 Italians that are living in the Canary Islands. We have really a big European immigration, yes, because we have good weather and so on. So, and we have now 2.2, but we can have 2.5 in 2030 or 32, so that and this will increase also our energy consumption. So that now we are also discussing which is the capacity also of population of our archipelago. Yes. This is one discussion that we have now in our parliament. Yes, there's a commission that is discussing about it. And in my opinion, we have to do things. We have not to grow too much more. We have to do things better. We have to be more efficient, and we have to reduce our energy consumption so that, and this is not easy. This is very complex, and it has also many contradictions. Yes, but I prefer to live with contradictions, but walking in the right directions. Yes, and sometimes I have to not move forward. I have to go a little bit backwards, and then also to move. There are contradictions, but I think that it is better to live with contradiction, but moving in the right direction, that being passive and doing nothing. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're speaking like a true climate leader. There are a lot of requirements of flexibility to be able to handle all this contradiction and still have the progress of moving forward. So we have two more questions. One is from Diana, and she's asking if you recognize climate leaders in Gran Canaria. And if you do, who are they and what are they doing?
Well, for example, there are municipalities that are also working very hard in order to make this transition, so that we have also local climate leaders. we have also people, citizens that are working together in order to develop energy communities, in order to develop also different kind of climate adaptation projects, but community projects, yes. So, there are, and also in the private sector, there are also companies. We have, for example, hotels with 4 different kind of renewable energies working together at the same time. Yes, so that also we have also entrepreneurs with also a big commitment with renewable energies. So I think that there are many leaders, yes, and I think that the important leaders are the leaders that are in the society, not the like me, that I am a politician, yes, but I'm a teacher, and I hope that in a few years I will be working again with my students, my pupils, and so on. But now, in this moment, I have this responsibility. But leaders, for me, a leader is a problem solver. Yes. So, and we have different problems in our in the local level, in the neighborhood, and there are many people solving problems. For me, these kind of people are the real leaders of the society.
Mhm. Yeah, good answer. So we will have time for one last question before we're going to wrap this up. And this question is from Pablo. And he's first giving his gratitude that you have given a very clear presentation. And the question is, who will the storage project will affect renewable energy penetration in Gran Canaria? Is the Gonceria de Energía in favor or against hydrogen projects? In case you are in a favor, are you in favor about the natural gas as a transition as EU have considered? What about pipelines?
Yes, no, we have fighted against natural gas installation in Gran Canaria, because natural gas installation a plant, yes, we have to, yes, to have it 30, 40 years in order to the investment, yes, we have to and we needed to change all the many installations in all the buildings of the island, and and conductions and so on, and we wanted a direct transition to to renewable energies, because it is possible, yes, with offshore wind and so on. Yes, we will. I hope that this year we will have our first auction, yes, call for 240 megawatts of offshore floating, yes, wind energy, yes, and so that we do not support gas. Yes, what we support is but we need storage. Yes, and that's why for us this project of Salto de Chira is crucial. Yes, we hope that when this project is finished, we will have we can have 65 or 70% of penetration, because we have now to stop to cut sometimes between 15 and 18% of the energy of wind energy and solar energy of solar plants in the island. Sometimes we have to cut it because it cannot be integrated in the electricity system of the island. So we need to store it. And if we want more renewal, we need more storage in order to manage correctly, yes, this our system. So that for us, these kind of projects of storage projects are crucial, because if we want to be decarbonized in 2040, we need also hydrogen. We are developing now some projects with a green hydrogen, of course, yes, with public transport, yes, and heavy transport. Yes, and we will have our first, I hope, our first hydrogen installation in 1 year or a year and 1, 2, 3 months in the port of Las Palmas. Yes, and it will give hydrogen to 6 or 7 buses. Yes, public transport, so that we are now starting, and we hope that we can also use hydrogen because this is a little island. So with electric cars, yes, with 500 kilometers, yes, of autonomy, yes, it is for us, it is enough, yes. But we need it for public transport and heavy transport. It is for us also very important.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for all these great answers. So I think that all of us have really enjoyed this lunch hangout. We are very grateful to you, Mr. Raul, that you came here and you could inspire us and give us this very nice talk about your work. I think I can speak for all of us that we have been really inspired and really nice to listen to the great work that you have done in the Canary Islands. So I want to wish all the best for you and your team, and it was really a joy to have you here today with us.
Thank you very much, Isabella. I was also honored. Yes, for me, it was an honor to talk about our mitigation policies, yes, in Gran Canaria. And I hope that this initiative continues because, in my opinion, it is very important to share different experiences. Sometimes we think that what we are doing is not important, or it is not, and I think that it is very good to share these experiences and also to know how other territories are doing the green transition. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. So I think we could all agree on what was spoken, and on my behalf and on behalf of the remarkable project, I also want to give the gratitude and thanks to everybody who was participating with us today. So we are trying to build this community. As you've seen in the chat box, there is a link posted for our LinkedIn group. That is the Climate Leader circle in LinkedIn. All of you are welcome to join this community. And in there, we can continue our discussion. We can raise questions to each other, and we can support each other. As Raul and I spoke before this talk, it's like a battlefield, and we are all trying to battle this climate change, and all our efforts and shared joint community is so important. So once again, thank you so much to everybody for participating. Please join the LinkedIn group, and also please join us for next session. We will meet again on the 22nd of February for the next Climate Leaders Lunch Hangout. And at that occasion, we are going to be our guest is going to be Elina Eriksson. She is a female associate professor at the Department of Media Technology and Interaction Design at the School of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. And she will enlighten us on how to make people act on climate change. And how can we address and handle the harm that we actually are causing? So the link is in the chat box. You can register if you want straight ahead for the next talk, or you can be also posted by email or in social media. Once again, thank you so much to everybody for participating today, and wish you all a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.